With France, that must be something that you welcome.
Oh, I'm all for bilateralism. I'm all four nation states cooperating together, and indeed that's what the Le agreement has been all the way through. Many during the EU referendum try to confuse it with EU membership. It's not. It's a different thing, and it was done predominantly for the ferry companies, the train companies, etc. I just would say that we do appear to be picking up all of the bill for a problem that, to be frank, the French haven't handled very well.
But the bill is to strengthen UK security and UK borders, isn't it? So in a sense, why shouldn't it be our bill?
Well, look, as it appears, and we'll find out more, confirmation from the press conference, but if we've agreed, and don't forget, we have put over 100 million into this in the last 3 years, if we've agreed to another 44 million, and on top of that, to take an as yet undetermined new number of migrants, then that seems to me we're giving a bit too much in this relationship.
But these are two separate issues, aren't they? One is about strengthening security, which most people would presumably agree with. One can quibble about the amount of money. The issue of the migrants is something separate. As regards the migrants, if they have family ties in Britain, shouldn't there be a presumption that they should be allowed to come?
Well, if that's the presumption, then goodness knows how many tens of thousands that may mean over the course of the next couple of years. The point is that nearly everybody that is at Calais or in the environs of Calais is there illegally. If they are people who have a right to claim asylum, they of course should do so under international law in the first safe country they come to, and none of that is happening. And when people say, well, look, Nigel, what about children? Well, actually, we've seen before many that came who were supposed to be children actually were sort of 33-year-olds and looked like they'd be quite good in the rugby scrum. We equally had what?
If they are children, Mr. Farage, if they are children, do you accept the principle that they should be allowed to come if they are under 18?
I don't accept the principle that they should be abused. And if we do accept more single child migrants, all that does is to play straight into the hands of the traffickers and to put more people's lives at risk to ferry more people to Calais. So no, we really ought to go back to the Geneva Convention, the basic principles on refugee status, and that is people claim it in the first safe country they come to.
I fail to understand why that would help the traffickers. If you are allowing a legitimate passage for unaccompanied minors, that would surely mean that the traffickers' business is lessened.
Well, where is it legitimate? Is it legitimate in Greece where they land, or in Italy where they land, or in Spain where they land? Is it legitimate when they cross the border into France? Or is it only legitimate when they're moved on to Britain because the French don't want the problem? The whole point of having rules is that people need to abide by them. And France, frankly, has dealt with this very badly and gives the impression that it's happy to shovel the problem onto the United Kingdom.
Can I ask you one question about the UKIP leadership and where you stand on the position of Henry Bolton?
I don't. I think for former leaders to get involved in the workings of a party would be a huge, huge mistake.
But are you worried that, again, the question of the leadership is in the headlines, the fifth leader since the referendum? Well,
what I'm worried about is the fact that, just today we learn that 27 member states met this week to say they're going to demand continued access to British fishing waters as part of the package, the ultimate trade package that gets put. What I'm worried about is we're making big concessions on Brexit. What I'm worried about is we face some knife-edge votes coming up in the House of Commons and Lords over the course of the next year, and that British politics needs UKIP to be stable and strong. And you're right, over the last year and more, it's been through a tough time.
OK. Nigel Farage, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
We will make America great again.